In this intellectual debate, Christian pastor Cliff Knechtle goes head-to-head with a Hindu college student on the ultimate question of the afterlife.
I grew up Hindu my whole life.
Right.
I'm religious.
Right.
And I've heard of Jesus Christ. I have read some of the Bible, yet I refuse to accept him as the Son of God. But I believe his teachings, there's a lot to be learned from. Now, yesterday you brought up free will. In the Christian faith, free will is two choices. Either I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, or I do not. Now, in the Hindu concept of free will, I can do whatever I want. I can live my entire life the way I want to, and there's not just two options, there's a million options. So is my definition of free will not better? And
Sir, I can promise you, my definition of free will is not that there are only two options. Obviously, there are a whole slew of options.
Well, what's the other
So
option?
whoever communicated to you that a Christian thinks that free will is defined by two options, they're wrong.
What is the other option other than I either accept Jesus Christ after I've heard of him, or I do not? What is my third option
When you
there?
say you do not, there are a slew of options. You can be a materialist, a hedonist, a narcissist, a Hindu, a Jew, a Muslim, an atheist, an agnostic, a narcissist. Free will doesn't mean they're just two options.
No. He's purposefully dodging the question. He didn't ask how many types of ways he can refute Jesus. He said, either I accept Jesus or I do not, and asked if there is a third option. There is no third option. This is a simple yes or no, accept or don't.
No, but every single one of those people can go to heaven if they do not accept Jesus Christ. I do not accept Jesus Christ.
Do you believe in heaven?
I believe in nirvana.
Nirvana, thank you. So study nirvana and study heaven, and you'll notice that there's a real difference between the two.
There is. Heaven
Yeah.
takes one try. Nirvana takes many tries.
No, sir.
Yes. The concept of reincarnation exists because nirvana takes more than one lifetime to achieve.
Yeah. But let's examine that.
All right.
Nirvana is the result of working off your bad karma. Self-effort.
karma.
Heaven, according to Jesus Christ, is a result of God's grace. It's a free gift. It's not a result of working at it. You can't work at it according to Christ.
But
You're a
have to-
sinner.
I'm sorry. You have to have experiences. In Hinduism, we believe in reincarnation.
Okay, sir, but they're qualitatively different.
Yes, but why is one life? But my soul does not change. That's the argument. My body, my physical appearance, my family, my influences change. But my
Right.
soul is always learning.
Good.
And does that not seem just a bit more practical than one shot? You have one life. Go at it.
You bet. You got one life according to Christ. That's exactly right. Well, sir,
Why is reincarnation this absurd idea then?
because I have zero evidence that I lived a previous existence.
You have zero evidence that Mary could be born without sperm. Whoa there.
A supernatural
Jesus
God.
could be born
A
without-
supernatural God can perform a miracle.
Whoa, Cliff, so can the Hindu god. So why not reincarnation? By the way, there is more than zero evidence for reincarnation. Over 3,000 case studies at the university level published in scientific journals. Check out the work of Ian Stevenson and Jim Tucker. Or if too lazy to read, watch the documentaries at least. You can even find them on Netflix now.
Evidence for my
Design
elephant-headed
points
God.
to a designer. Objective morals point to a moral lawgiver.
Objective morals do not point to a moral lawgiver. The basics of evolution will show anyone that. Most animals, including humans, have found it quite useful to work in groups and treat each other like we want to be treated. Otherwise, chaos reigns. I happen to have an environmental science degree, and this was emphasized and makes complete sense.
Okay.
Life points to a giver of life, not giver of from non-life. The rational mind points to a rational creator, not to the irrational. The beginning of the universe points to a cause, an uncaused cause. The existence of love points to reality being greater than matter and energy. They're intangible values like love. They're very real, very big part of our lives. If love is real, there's got to be a God who creates love, because if there is no God, love is just matter and energy evolved to a higher order.
All of this word salad he just said could also apply to the Hindu god, Brahman, the ultimate one consciousness.
But if that is so intangible, then why are the 10 Commandments things that you can specifically do in the tangible world? Why am I judged intangibly for something I do that is tangible? In Hinduism, I live on this earth. Everybody is God. Everybody here to me is a God.
Okay, good.
And they have the right to judge me.
Fine.
Here.
All right. If everybody's God,
Yes.
that means he's part of God and I'm part of God,
Yes,
right?
you are.
Good. Great. Pam, What just happened?
That is the wrong approach.
What do you mean? I'm part of God and he's part of God. Now what just happened here? What's wrong with that?
Do you treat God that way?
Yeah, I just did.
When you
Bam!
walk into a church, would you punch
What
a priest?
is wrong with what I just did? If I believe
Yes.
that he's part of God and I'm part of God, if I smack him in the face, part of God just hit part of God. So why is that wrong?
You have done something that's absolutely wrong. You are not
How?
part of God.
How can that be absolutely wrong? If what you say is true, that I'm part of God. If I'm part of God and he's part of God and I smack him in the face, that's part of God hitting part of God. So why is that wrong?
It is very obvious. We are all one in Hinduism. So, don't harm anyone else because you'd be ultimately harming yourself. This actually fits quite well with evolution too, now that I think about it.
The caste system is something that religion did not establish. Society established that religion was
whatever.
used to make people afraid so they would become part of it. Now, you're talking about absolute evils and absolute wrongs.
Yeah.
Yesterday you said murder was absolutely wrong because of God. Then is it not absolutely wrong to condemn my soul?
No.
If my religion allows you to achieve nirvana, if my religion allows every non-Christian and Christian here to achieve nirvana, but yours doesn't, then how am I just not the better person, and how am I not absolutely right? Because you are saying there's a difference in right and wrong, and you have this wonderful definition of right. The Christian faith has a great definition of right, doing good. Now that's a very basic way of putting it, but that's just what it is, doing good. But I allow for more people to do good than you do.
No, I allow everybody to do good. The question is, what does God say about eternity? And according to Jesus Christ, God says, if you want to live together with God, you'll spend eternity with God in heaven. If you want to live your life separate from God, he's not going to violate your free will. He will grant your request and you'll spend eternity separate from him.
Nobody requests to be burned in hell. He's twisting not being able to believe in something into actively seeing the truth and deciding to be burned alive instead. Give me a break. I don't have anything else to even say about that. It should be obvious to everyone.